From brutal wilderness challenges to heart-pounding battles for resources, survival games keep you on the edge of your seat. These are the top titles you need to experience right now. Let's dive into it.
The core, the deep.
Abiotic Factor is one of the most ambitious survival crafting games ever made, and easily my personal favorite. Set during a Black Mesa-style disaster in 1993, you take on the role of scientists trapped in the Gate Cascade Research Facility, fighting to survive with nothing but office equipment, PhDs, and gallons of coffee. Exploration, invention, and improvisation define every moment. You'll raid nuclear reactors, fire lasers at massive monsters, and craft everything from laser turrets to electromagnetic crossbows. At the same time, the game rewards the little things, cooking alien burgers, managing sleep and hygiene, or just sipping coffee to gain cold resistance. Building your home base is a joy of its own. From a tiny security office to sprawling kitchens and barricaded labs, every corner of your space evolves with your inventions, collectibles, and memories of past adventures. Portal Worlds expand the gameplay even further, offering survival challenges that break the monotony of the main facility. Played with friends, Abiotic Factor turns survival into an unforgettable cooperative journey. It's chaotic, clever, and endlessly creative, a Half-Life-inspired odyssey that's already a classic in the making.
Ask yourself, has the moment arrived?
Few survival games capture awe, danger, and sheer scale, like Dune Awakening. On the desert world of Arrakis, every step is a test hostile patrols, punishing sun, and, of course, the iconic sandworms ready to swallow you whole. Funcom's open-world survival MMO drops you into this brutal landscape with nothing but rags and a scrap metal knife, making every resource, every drop of water, and every decision feel critical. Crafting, base building, and survival revolve around the harsh desert. You'll fashion your first cut array to harvest materials, build water-collecting stillsuits, and eventually construct sandbikes and ornithopters that open the map in thrilling ways. Yet, the world never loses its danger. One careless ride across the dunes can cost you everything in a Shai-Hulud attack. Dune Awakening blends survival mechanics with rich lore, letting you explore Fremen culture, unlock unique crafting recipes, and masterclass abilities like Swordmaster or Bene Gesserit powers. While combat and endgame PvP can feel repetitive, the journey across Arrakis is unforgettable, full of high-stakes survival, breathtaking exploration, and moments that truly make the desert alive.
Arrakis is a test. Few survive it.
Live at the military blockade, the message is clear. The Nox event is contained. I repeat, the Nox event is contained.
Richard Becker wakes up in his RV on a quiet Kentucky fishing trip, only to find the world gone wrong. Burned out cars litter the highway, black smoke hangs in the air, and shambling undead roam the countryside. In Project Zomboid, survival is a constant, tense struggle, one wrong step, one poisoned mushroom, or one careless generator placement, and it's over. The game turns ordinary tasks into life or death decisions. Crafting, scavenging, and fortifying your base are essential, but the true brilliance lies in the sandbox storytelling. Richard collects mannequins, tends to plants, watches VHS tapes, and builds a home he'll likely never leave alive. Every night and every supply run is a story he writes himself, a fragile routine in a world defined by chaos. Lonely yet immersive, Project Zomboid is a masterpiece of survival, where fear, routine, and creativity collide. Eventually, Richard will die, as all characters do, but until then, every day is a story worth living. Enshrouded is a survival game that takes the foundations of Valheim and cranks them up, offering a massive map, deep skill trees, fast movement, and countless weapons, spells, and crafting options. Your goal is to explore, rescue villagers, and build a thriving village while navigating both lush lands and the dangerous Enshrouded regions. Crafting, base building, and rescuing NPCs are all tied together, creating a satisfying loop of progress and discovery. Combat is fast-paced but lacks tension. You can blink dash across the battlefield and instantly heal, making encounters easier than they should be. Enemy patterns are predictable, and while the 5 boss fights deliver a challenge, much of the open world can feel repetitive. Building can also be frustrating with snapping issues and limited mechanics compared to Valheim. Still, Enshrouded shines in exploration, customization, and skill variety. With early access still ongoing, Keen Games has room to refine combat, building, and quest design, but the game already offers a promising, ambitious survival experience for fans of the genre.
I dreamt of a time before the corruption and the fight for survival.
Subnautica is an underwater survival game that turns the ocean into both a playground and a nightmare. After crash landing on an alien planet, you must explore diverse aquatic biomes, gather resources, and craft modular sea bases while uncovering a gripping sci-fi story. From shallow kelp forests to abyssal trenches patrolled by terrifying leviathans, the game mixes awe-inspiring beauty with real tension, making every dive both thrilling and dangerous. Crafting and exploration are satisfying, from building your first Seamoth to piloting the massive Cyclops submarine to reach new depths. Stealth, awareness, and resource management are essential, as apex predators can't simply be fought head-on. The sound design and visual detail immerse you fully, with each biome's music and environmental audio heightening suspense. Subnautica strikes a perfect balance between survival mechanics and storytelling, offering countless secrets to discover and dangers to survive. It's a landmark in open-world survival games, a hauntingly beautiful world that keeps you coming back for more.
Of oxygen remaining. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
7 Days to Die is a zombie survival and crafting game with big ideas, but a broken console execution. Players gather resources, craft tools, build shelters, and prepare for the eponymous 7-day zombie hordes. The PC version has long been playable in early access, but the console ports are plagued by poor graphics, glitchy animations, and clunky controls that turn menus into a frustrating chore. While the crafting system encourages experimentation and cooperative play with friends can salvage some fun, the technical issues overshadow the gameplay. Zombies behave inconsistently, frame rates drop unpredictably, and many maps feel unfinished. A creative mode exists for stress-free building, but the core survival experience is bogged down by console limitations. In short, 7 Days to Die has a solid foundation and interesting mechanics, but the console experience is a cautionary tale in how technical problems can undermine a survival game's potential. Rust is a survival game built around player versus player conflict and resource management. You start naked on a large, vibrant island armed with nothing but a rock and a torch. From there, you gather materials, craft tools, and build shelters while keeping an eye on health, hunger, and thirst. Progression depends on luck. Finding blueprints and rare gear can be frustratingly inconsistent. The game's core tension comes from other players. With hundreds of people on a server, every encounter is risky. Rust thrives on ambushes, raids, and the thrill of losing everything. Combat is often unpredictable, and weapons feel imprecise, but the stakes make even small victories meaningful. Survival is challenging, and the fear of losing resources persists even when offline. Its crafting, exploration, and PvP mechanics combine into a chaotic, uniquely tense experience, but it's not for casual or peaceful players.
Shit, at least I had the time of my life.
Valheim is a survival game that will make you fall in love with the genre all over again. You start off chopping trees, hunting deer, and building your first base, but soon you're crossing oceans on a tiny raft, discovering new biomes, and setting up outposts that you can move, upgrade, and even teleport between. Combat starts simple, but experimenting with different weapons and enemy weaknesses reveals surprising depth, while progression unfolds gradually, so every discovery feels earned. Despite its lo-fi graphics, Valheim's lighting, weather, and landscapes are stunning, making exploration and base building incredibly satisfying. Whether playing solo or with friends, every step feels like a bold Viking adventure worth experiencing.
It's time for players to once again get lost in the post-apocalyptic world of DayZ.
DayZ is a hardcore zombie survival sim that's been thrilling players since its early access launch. Set in the bleak, post-Soviet world of Chornobyl, this game drops 64 players into a merciless sandbox where survival is never guaranteed. You'll spend hours scavenging for food, weapons, and supplies, constantly balancing hunger, thirst, and temperature, all while avoiding the ever-present threat of other players. What makes DayZ truly unique isn't just the zombies, they're more of a nuisance, but the human encounters. Every meeting with another survivor could turn into a story, a fleeting alliance, a tense standoff, or a sudden ambush. The world feels alive because it's driven by real players, not scripted AI. While the combat can feel weightless and the zombies buggy, the emotional highs and nail-biting tension of surviving against humans make DayZ unforgettable. If you're ready for a survival game that doesn't pull punches and rewards patience, this one belongs on your radar.
Survivors will have to learn to forage, hunt, and fish in this desolate Baltic wilderness to keep their hunger at bay.
Terraria is a 2D sandbox adventure that's far more than just a pixelated Minecraft clone. You're dropped into a vibrant, randomly generated world with only basic tools and a world of possibilities ahead. Explore sprawling landscapes, dig deep caverns, and battle an endless variety of monsters while scavenging for resources to craft weapons, armor, and even elaborate homes. Day and night cycles keep you on your toes. The surface is safer for gathering materials and building, but the underground is packed with danger, rare ores, and challenging foes. Building a stronghold isn't just cosmetic either. Create proper housing to attract NPCs who provide useful services and items, adding depth to the survival experience. The real draw is the insanely deep crafting system. From grappling hooks to magical boomerangs, laser pistols, and lightsabers, every item you craft fuels the next adventure. Multiplayer adds another layer of fun, letting you explore, build, and battle alongside friends. Terraria takes classic sandbox gameplay and transforms it into a thrilling mix of exploration, combat, and creativity you won't want to stop playing. Icarus, another survival crafting game that's as brutal as it is beautiful. You descend from a space station onto a harsh alien planet with only a basic envirosuit, and a few days to gather resources, build shelters, and complete missions before returning to orbit. The game's mix of survival mechanics and crafting is relentless. You'll start with sticks, rocks, and fiber, gradually unlocking blueprints for advanced structures, tools, and tech like solar panels as you level up. Icarus shines when you face the planet's wildlife and the elements. Whether it's polar bears in the Arctic or raging storms destroying your hard-built shelter, every day is a tense test of preparation, skill, and resourcefulness. Multiplayer ramps up the excitement, letting you tackle challenges with up to 8 players or go solo if you dare. While technical issues and balance quirks can frustrate, the thrill of crafting a resilient home, surviving hostile environments, and exploring a living, dynamic world makes Icarus an engaging, high-stakes survival experience you won't forget. Palworld is a survival adventure that throws together everything you love about exploration and creature collection. You ride mythical deer across sprawling landscapes, capture pals that look straight out of Pokemon, and dive into frantic shooter-style combat while dodging attacks like a Souls-like. Between battles, you gather resources and cook food to survive, just like in Minecraft, then explore forests and biomes that feel lifted from Breath of the Wild. The pals themselves are a joy, from the giant, goofy Relaxars to the caffeine-fueled Depresso Cat. Each is quirky, adorable, and essential to survival. Catching pals levels up your character, unlocks crafting recipes, and powers automated bases. The systems can be overwhelming at times and a little glitchy, but that chaotic mix of mechanics creates a cohesive and endlessly engaging survival loop. Whether managing your pals, exploring massive biomes, or upgrading your base, Palworld delivers a weird, wonderful, and surprisingly joyful survival adventure that you won't want to miss even in early access. No Man's Sky is an ambitious sci-fi exploration game with a staggering universe of 18 quintillion procedurally generated planets. You begin on a random world with a broken ship and a basic multi-tool, gathering resources, crafting upgrades, and exploring landscapes from lush forests to barren Mars-like plains. Seamlessly flying from a planet's surface into space is breathtaking and a true standout moment. But beyond the visuals, gameplay often feels repetitive. Combat is bland, survival systems are forgiving, and alien interactions are shallow. Crafting and upgrades rarely change your experience, leaving exploration feeling more like a chore than an adventure. Even with its procedural variety, the universe lacks meaningful events, making your journey feel empty despite the spectacle. Conan Exiles drops you into the brutal world of Robert E. Howard's Hyborian Age, starting as a crucified criminal left to die. Survival here is relentless, from deadly wildlife like wolves and giants to punishing sandstorms and freezing northern cold. Crafting is essential, though at times tedious. Building armor or weapons often requires multiple crafting stations and resource-heavy steps, but it gives a satisfying sense of progression once mastered. The real star, however, is the exiled lands themselves. From frost-covered caves and volcanic temples to hidden ruins and pirate-occupied wrecks, exploration is endlessly rewarding. Capturing thralls from human camps lets you automate crafting and defend your base, adding another layer of survival strategy. Combat can feel clunky, especially with the dodge and camera issues, but facing off against monsters or defending your fortress adds tension and stakes. Whether building a fortress, exploring dangerous dungeons, or uncovering hidden lore, Conan Exiles delivers a harsh yet immersive survival experience that keeps you coming back, even if it's not always smooth sailing.
They toil and build their walls as if it will save them.
Grounded turns Obsidian's backyard into a sprawling survival playground, where you're shrunk to the size of an ant, and every blade of grass can hide danger. You'll scavenge for resources, craft gear, and build intricate bases while facing giant, terrifying insects that keep combat intense and strategic. The backyard itself is a star. The sandbox is full of creative hazards, from poison gas clouds to scorching sunlit deserts, each area demanding new tactics and careful planning. What sets Grounded apart is its RPG depth. Character progression, enemy weaknesses, and clever gear management all add layers of strategy to your tiny survival adventure. Boss fights and dungeon exploration push you to think creatively, while co-op play lets you coordinate attacks and build impressive multi-story fortresses. Despite some technical hiccups like small inventory space and occasional bugs, the game remains addictive, challenging, and endlessly fun. Grounded isn't just surviving, it's an imaginative, hilarious, and memorable backyard adventure you won't forget. Green Hell is not only a survival game, it's also an intense plunge into the Amazonian wilderness where every choice can mean life or death. Unlike most survival games, this one pushes realism to the limit. Eating the wrong fruit can give you parasites, sleeping on the wrong ground can invite worms, and untreated wounds can slowly kill you. Your mind will even betray you, with hallucinations and whispers that blur the line between reality and madness. Crafting and survival here are deliberate and slow. You'll build shelters piece by piece, make medical treatments from scratch, and hunt or gather everything you need. Combat is rare, but when it happens, it's brutally lethal. A single mistake can cost you dearly. Co-op mode is available, but the real thrill is testing your own wits against a jungle that's constantly out to kill you. Green Hell captures the raw, terrifying essence of survival. It's immersive, punishing, and incredibly satisfying when you make it through another day. The game isn't perfect, the console controls are clunky, and bugs can get in the way, but if you want a survival experience that truly challenges your mind and body, this is one hell of a jungle to get lost in.
You think I was worth it?
S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chernobyl is a brutal and atmospheric first-person shooter set in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Players navigate a sprawling, hostile wasteland filled with deadly anomalies, mutated wildlife, and unpredictable stalkers, where survival depends on careful planning, resource management, and tactical combat. Its open world is stunning, with dynamic weather, night cycles, and radioactive storms that make exploration tense and visually striking. The main story is engaging, offering meaningful choices that shape your path, while side quests and long treks across the zone reward curiosity and careful preparation. Combat is high stakes, often punishing, and blends intense gunplay with psychological horror elements, though enemy AI can behave erratically. Despite its technical flaws, performance hiccups, and lingering bugs, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 delivers a unique, immersive experience that captures the harsh, unsettling essence of its setting. For players willing to embrace its challenges, it's a gripping exploration unlike any other.
And if we do nothing, houses on the mainland will continue to burn and collapse.
Escape from Tarkov survival shooter mixes strategy, realism, and tense online raids. Set in the Russian city of Tarkov, you can play as a USEC or bear mercenary, or as a scav trying to survive. You explore factories, forests, and industrial areas while fighting other players and AI. Every choice matters. Do you risk staying for more loot, or escape safely with what you found? The game stands out with its realistic combat. Bullets behave like they would in real life, injuries matter, and your inventory forces careful planning. You need to decide if you want heavy armor and big guns, or to stay light and move fast. The environments are detailed and lifelike, from warehouses to sunlit woods. Even in alpha, Escape from Tarkov delivers intense raids and smart survival gameplay. It's a gripping mix of shooting, strategy, and realism that makes every mission feel important. Minecraft is the ultimate sandbox survival game, where the only limit is your imagination. You start with nothing, gathering resources to craft tools, build shelters, and defend yourself from monsters. Every creation, from a simple mud hut to an elaborate fortress, feels earned and personal, giving a sense of ownership and accomplishment. Exploration drives the adventure. From dark caves and sprawling mines to the fiery nether, every session offers unpredictable encounters and rare resources. Crafting isn't just about survival, it becomes a creative journey, whether you're designing rail systems, building epic structures, or constructing intricate machines. Multiplayer adds another layer of fun, letting friends join in to explore, fight monsters, and showcase creations together. Even in creative mode, the freedom to build anything is unmatched, though survival mode delivers the most rewarding experience. Minecraft isn't just a game, it's a platform for endless adventure, creativity, and self-expression. Ark Survival Ascended is Studio Wildcard's upgraded version of their dinosaur survival game, now rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5. The visual improvements are incredible, with more realistic environments, denser vegetation, improved water effects, and highly detailed dinosaurs. Even familiar locations on the island feel fresh and alive. Gameplay remains true to the original: gather resources, craft tools and weapons, build shelters, and tame dinosaurs. Quality of life upgrades make building much easier, walls stick better. New height options allow more creative structures, and you can now adjust walls, doors, and windows from a single menu. Player characters have been improved with smoother animations, better hitboxes, and more realistic movement, while wild baby dinosaurs add charm to exploration. While a few bugs persist, and server costs may frustrate some, the combination of stunning visuals, improved mechanics, and base building upgrades makes Ark Survival Ascended a go-to for both new players and returning fans. Don't Starve drops you into a strange, eerie world with no guidance. Your goal is simple: stay alive. You explore, gather resources, craft tools, build fires, and fight off monsters, but death is inevitable and permanent. The game stands out for its unique paper cutout art style, gothic storybook atmosphere, and quirky soundtrack. Every session feels tense, especially when night falls or dangerous creatures appear. The thrill of survival is balanced by long stretches of repetitive tasks, like mining or gathering, which can feel tedious. Crafting and exploration are rewarding, but progress resets with every death, making the first 30 minutes of each new game feel slow. Occasional mini-adventures through portals add variety, but overall, the game thrives on its punishing challenge and freedom to survive however you can. While frustrating at times, Don't Starve offers a memorable, atmospheric survival experience for players who enjoy risk, creativity, and a darkly whimsical world. FrostPunk 2 is a bold sequel that expands the city-building survival formula of the first game into a larger, multi-colony strategy. Set in a frozen world, you manage resources, heat, and citizens while balancing the demands of multiple factions. Every decision carries consequences, from passing laws to allocating children to dangerous jobs, making governance a tense and morally challenging experience. The game shines with its icy, dramatic atmosphere, detailed Frostlands maps, and thoughtful political systems. Supply chains, extreme weather events, and faction management create a complex puzzle where overproduction and careful planning are essential for survival. While the larger scale reduces the personal intimacy of the first game, it opens up ambitious new strategies and replayability. FrostPunk 2 is a challenging, morally charged city builder that rewards careful planning, negotiation, and tough decision-making, offering a fresh and engaging take on survival strategy.